do some sketchy shit. Do-da, do-da, hope I get away with it. Oh, do-da-day.
Hi, folks. I'm Dan Hollifield. Welcome to Last Man Standing. As always, I highly recommend you pause right now and go and watch the Stupid O'Clock episode that just ended so that you know what we are trying to recover from. This will give you an insight into our inhuman condition. So, with me tonight, we got Joe Bachman, we got Dawn, we got Aunt Donna, we got Paul in the chat, and
Hey Dan, don't forget to hit go live. I'm
I
kidding.
did.
No, it's
I
live.
did.
Don't. He'll hit end stream like you, Joe.
Hey,
I did that on mobile.
hey, I had hit the first go live button, and then I realized, oh wait, I haven't scrolled down to brand so I could pull up the actual intro video. Hello,
Paul,
Thesis.
hey, Thesis.
And here's Rich. So we're doing real good.
Hey, Rich. I just want to say that I am disappointed in y'all doing Stupid O'Clock. All those comments, and not once did the sign come up.
I can't bring the sign up. That's either got to be one of the ops or Rich. I don't have a
You
sign.
can at least say it.
I did say it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
More than a couple of times.
Paul, they won't let you on video. Probably because you don't have the link to get into the program. And Thesis, did you need the link, or has someone added you to the Stupid O'Clock links in list?
He should be in the list.
That's what I thought too. That's why.
Yeah, he's in there.
He's on quite often. Yeah.
Okay. Paul.
You're lucky?
Stupid O'Clock is always 2 hours before Last Man Standing, and it is on
several channels.
its own channels, and Last Man Standing is on mine and a couple others.
I dropped the link to where it is, but I'm not wrenched. I don't think I'm wrenched.
No, because Joe Dog would have to wrench you. I can't do that.
No, well, you can
No,
on your
on
own channel.
yours, yeah.
No. This is not my own channel. This is a subset of Joe Dog's channel.
The Dan Hallowfield channel? That's where you put the wrenches, is through YouTube. So if it's your YouTube channel, you can wrench whoever you want.
Yeah.
You just can't wrench people on the Stupid O'Clock channel.
I was going to say, Paul's on the Stupid O'Clock channel, so.
Okay.
And I haven't been able to find the dance channel the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Thesis is on Dan's channel, and I'm on Dan's channel as well.
Watch another show from 8 to 11. Depends on what time zone you're in, Paul. 9 to 11 Eastern is Stupid O'Clock on Thursday. 11 to 1 a.m. is Stupid O'Clock on Saturdays.
He's on the wrong time with you because he's in either Virginia or West Virginia.
Okay, Eastern. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't want to make you drop a regular show that you're having fun with just to watch us goof off in Stupid O'Clock. I mean, we're going to do the same sort of things here. The only thing is you miss the glory that is Joe Dog most of the time.
Yeah, which is, no, I'm not going to say anything.
No,
you get the best ones here, Paul.
Hey, Paula.
I've got to say that
I love you, Don.
Stupid O'Clock has its own crowd, and Stupid O'Clock has its own panelists, but I'm lucky enough that several of them decide to stick around while I sleep on camera for the show.
What's the date on it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ted was concerned about the whipped cream, if it was good or not.
If it's never been opened, it should still be.
Depends on how hard you shake it.
Oh.
It's good through June, but he didn't know that. He didn't look at the date. So he just brought the whole can in here for me.
Oh, my. Richie, I'm certain that nobody but me is seeing that backwards, but
I'm seeing it backwards. He's been backwards the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Camera reversed. There you go. Now we can see. Of course, it'll still come across in the recording.
I don't think there's nuts in this. There's not. It's chocolate chip cookie dough.
Ooh.
With caramel and chocolate syrup and now whipped cream.
Does anyone like to guess the size of the box that contained this 13-inch windshield wiper?
I'd say 2 foot by 4 foot.
30 inches by 5.5 inches by 7.5 inches. This was the only damn thing in that box. I'm like, how's in there? Trying to figure it out. I'm like, it's really light. Open it up. One 13-inch windshield wiper blade.
One
like,
windshield wiper,
really?
yeah.
Really, Amazon? Really?
Oh, thank you. I've got to measure the windshield wipers on the Buick because the front ones went whoosh.
Would it fit in this? It would have fit perfectly in this.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Rich, you were just making a comment that something 13 inches long came in a box.
Usually does.
You're not green roomed yourself.
You need to put the sign up, put it right on your forehead.
Oh, Paul, I understand that. My last name is Carlene, and I get people that think it's my first name, or I get people putting them together and calling me Darlene. Like, okay. Just spell it right on the checks. I don't care.
Really, as long as you can cash the checks, it don't matter.
Right. Oh, Joe, you remember that delicious mint chocolate chip whiskey that I introduced you to from Smoky Mountain?
Yes.
I introduced a couple of our friends to it yesterday at the Euchre game. And after that, one hand lasted almost an hour.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm pretty sure it was going to go there. I'm glad to know I'm still prescient as ever.
Yes. Good Lord.
I forgot to show you. I was going to post this, and I forgot. Thank you for reminding me.
What are we going to post now?
Hold on. I'm bringing it. I got to. It's on my phone, so I got to play the game. You know how that works.
Oh, there's Dan's channel.
Paul, you have a wrench in the channel you just left to come into my channel. Like I said, I haven't figured out how to do that now yet. That is not an option. Yeah, I'm sure it's energy efficient. Let me tell you.
I saw that and I was like, "Oh my god, there is like everything on there." Mm-hmm. Did you see it all? Mm-hmm. There's the cookies and cream. There's the chocolate chip, mint chocolate chip. There's the strawberry one. There's the coffee one. Down below, there's a pickle one.
Oh no! Much as I like pickle, I don't think I want
just, no pickle.
But yeah,
no, I wasn't saying to drink it, but
Richie,
what kind is it?
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Haven't gone there yet.
I've got to go by the shop. I haven't had any of Grandma's rheumatism medicine in about 2 weeks now.
And then, of course, Carl had to tell the story about me and the white chocolate covered strawberry cream moonshine. Thank you very much, John. Joe.
Hey.
That is good stuff.
It sounds it.
Which I am not allowed to keep. He has to dole it out after that night.
I think dole is the operative word, like the welfare in England. It's a monthly stipend.
I only get one glass of it. And I can't have the jar, because the jar tends to get drank in the one evening.
I don't see any wrenching tools here, so. Oh, well.
I just remembered something. Paul had asked about my story.
Yes.
On Aphelion. And this is the first time I've been back on Last Man Standing. since then.
Okay.
Making the fans wait. That is Joe.
Right?
Well, Paul is an Aphelion writer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he had asked about writing my story, or rewriting my story from the aliens' point of view. And Paul, go for it. Run with it. Do what you want. You have that live on recording.
Run with it, limp with it, walk briskly with it.
Walk this way, like this.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't realize you were that, Joe.
He's fanboying right now. You know that, right?
Yeah, well,
yes, because that's hilarious.
That's like when Richie and I first met in a chat like this. He didn't realize I was that Dan, because he had been an Aphelion reader for many years, and he's like, "Go, oh, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy." And I'm going, "Yeah, you are."
I'm like, Dan Hallowceld. Why does that name sound familiar? Go up. Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, that story was fun, and if you can expand on it, by all means, go for it.
We have quite a few in the group.
Yeah, really.
Because I had originally intended for that to be a full book. Not maybe a full book, but a novella or something longer than a short fiction. And I got to the point of that story, and I just hit a roadblock, and then figured out I could redo the last paragraph and submit it as a short story.
And as you know, Bob, if you've read Aphelion, we're not averse to shared universes at all. We have at least 3. Although 2 of them are not being written in at the moment. And the Italian guy is writing a short story every 5 minutes. Sergio, I love you, brother, but please, I could put all your stories in one short story collection, and it would still be thicker than Dune. Stopped writing for a long time, now trying to get your head back into it. Hey, sometimes it takes time. I've got a fantasy story that I made the mistake of trying to go, oh, well, I'll fit this classic fiction formula to this and be able to wind it up in no time. The characters stopped talking to me. I've not gotten more than 5 words into it at a time ever since. They're pissed. They stopped talking to me.
Yeah, you don't want to piss off the voices.
No, I should know better by now. I could have had the darn thing finished and the cover painting done in this length of time. But no, I thought
Joe Dog didn't listen to the voices, and look what happened. They broke his damn ribs.
I think Joe Dog's voices are a little different from mine.
I think Joe Dog's voices are a little different from a lot of ours.
I mean, with Joe Dog's voices, it's the wonder that man's still alive.
This is true. He does take a lot of chances, especially concerning his wife Donna and a frying pan. He takes a lot of chances.
That was the understatement of the century right there.
I was distracted. How did he break his ribs today?
He was working on something and fell on a pile of scrap metal.
Oofda.
Yes. Sergio was awesome when we were doing the Flash contest. The topic would be posted and it seemed like 5 minutes later, Here's my story. Yeah, that's Sergio. The man is in like 5,000 short story magazines and at least 500 short story collections, um, or anthologies, since he didn't write everything in it. Um, yeah, he's just mad
Teresa.
productive.
Hey, Teresa.
And he's a public servant. Hello,
Hi, Teresa.
Teresa.
Yeah, so as far as my writing goes, Paul, I've only written one other thing, and that was kind of a group of short stories from things I've seen on the job sites over the years. This was my first attempt at actually writing fiction. Or science fiction, rather.
Oh,
Well,
Joe, I'm up to the NASA connection in your mom's book.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great story.
really, and thank you for sending a copy of that along with the signs, because that's going to be fun. I can just tell.
Yeah, it took her a while to write that book because she would handwrite the chapters. She handwrote all the chapters in a notebook, and then went back through, typed up the chapter. She'd type one chapter a day, and then before she typed the next chapter, she'd type the next chapter and then go back and edit the previous one
Mm-hmm.
each day.
Gee, handwrite the story. Who does that these days?
Several people we know, actually. um, the other assistant instructor's name is Sergio. He's an excited type person, too. Well, I'm sure it's not the same one, because this guy is a public servant in Italy. And I have, I think he's got a TARDIS stash somewhere, because he can churn out a short story in no time whatsoever, and he keeps inviting me to submit stuff to different anthologies, and I'm going, yeah, that would be great if they actually paid me in money instead of just 5 copies of the anthology.
I
Um,
think I think Thesis was talking about an assistant instructor in the martial arts.
yes, I'm
Okay.
well aware.
Okay.
I was pointing out the contrast between the two.
I handwrite things too.
On a tablet.
But it's still handwriting. You're not coordinating that shit.
Oh, but when Richie has to reboot his tablet, he has to hold it over his head and shake it, and then go back to twiddling the 2 little knobs.
No.
And he knows I'm not serious. He knows more about computers than I've ever forgotten.
I invest in technology a lot more than Joe Dog does.
You respect technology a whole lot more than Joe Dog does.
Technology respects me a whole lot more.
Yeah, that's because you get the hammer you throw across the room.
No, I handwrite and then I type it in, and then I print it out and edit. And sometimes I'm coming back to the old cut and paste, but not on the computer. I'm cutting up this needs to go there, and so
you write stuff the way that David Bowie wrote song lyrics.
But I've got a manuscript where there might be like several regular size pages, and oh wait a minute, there's only half a page here because I stuck it in
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too, except I've got paying gigs I need to be working on, and
I even do that sometimes in writing. Let's see if I can get this. There it is. There's a separate little white piece of paper on this pink one where I'd written something on in another notebook. and then went, oh no, this needs to go here.
Exactly.
So it's taped into the pinks.
I did that with a timeline with Post-it notes all over it, where I could move them around till the entire 11,000-year timeline made sense.
Yeah, but now I've decided to do it a little bit differently. So the whole thing's going to be cut up here soon.
Paul, you're right. If anybody wants them to pay you, or wants you to pay them for the privilege of being published, that's a scam.
Mm-hmm.
That is the biggest warning sign. If you got to pay them in being a writer, in publishing professional, money always flows to the artist, not to the publisher. Now, if you're doing self-publishing, yeah, you got to pay the printer, but after that, everything comes back to you. There's a big difference between self-publishing and vanity press, and Aunt Donna is probably the best person here qualified to tell us about that, because she's been doing self-pubbing for a long time.
But I can also tell you about vanity press.
Well, both would be useful.
I don't know if anybody knows it, but aerosol industry started in Danville, Illinois. And the wife of the gentleman who owned the original plant wrote a book about their life, about the technology, about they took trips to Japan, all over. Wonderful story of how they set this industry up. Took it to a vanity press. They don't do editing at a vanity press.
No, they just take your money and run.
They say, here's your money, here's your books. I read, of course, supporting a friend. I bought the book, but I was also interested in this book. And it was so messed up because it didn't go sequentially. It was like somebody said, oh, I'll stick in what happened in 1929 here, even though the rest of the chapter is about 1970. And you're reading it and you're going, wait a minute, what happened and when, and plus all the little typos and stuff that nobody bothered, which was, as an English teacher, bugged the shit out of me. But, and you're stuck with 1,000 books that you have to sell yourself, that nobody is helping you get publicity for, and you already paid for all these books, so they're probably, and who are you going to sell them to? Friends and family. Do you have 1,000 friends and family who are going to go, okay, I'll buy it?
No. My friends and family usually say, give me a book. And I go, buy a copy.
I only have 2 people in my family that buy my books. One is a cousin from, what's that state you're from, Dawn?
What?
Yeah, I have cousins up there.
We're up north, up in that area, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
confusion.
When they come down for the reunion, she's like, "What'd you bring out this year?" And then
they come down for a reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had to meet them there sometime, because you never know, we could be long lost cousins, because everybody's related to everybody else up there.
Well, you might be related to the other side of the family, because my aunt is from down here, But you can go to the reunion with me. It's fun. And my favorite niece buys my book. Other than that, in this immediate thing, I've got my bestie who pre-reads it because she's my beta reader, and then insists on buying it when it comes out to help support me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And when the library has their authors fair where you can go in, hopefully have people buy your book and get them signed, they always buy 2 copies of the local authors' books. One for the archives, so they'll never be out of the library, and one for the regular stack so that people can check them out.
Oh, that made me think of something
Oh, you're
totally off
thoughtful
topic.
pieces.
I had to sign a permission slip for the Library of Congress to scan Aphelion throughout its 27-year history to include it electronically in the Library of Congress.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. And evidently, since we ain't dead yet, it's going to continue going forward as long as I can pay the bills and keep the zine online. No, Paul, don't. Yep, there's a big difference between vanity press and indie publishing. And anybody that does indie will tell you, hire an editor, find a way to do your covers, which is Aunt Donna's partner, who does lots of great covers using public domain or rights purchased photos. I would wind up either assembling mine myself digitally or actually sitting down with oil paints, which I'm looking forward to doing for the fantasy book. I'm looking forward to doing that oil painting. I've already got it planned out. I see what it needs to look like in my head. I'm going to have to assemble all the different sketches into a patchwork so that I can either photograph it or scan it and then copy it to a canvas and get out.
So you also have a lot of artist people in this realm of stuff, and you can find them on ndcd.org, and you could probably commission them to draw or do a picture for you for a cover too.
Yeah, really. I'm not advertising myself as any kind of cover artist. I do it for me because I know how long it takes.
If you want a great gradient cover, I got you covered.
if we only knew who ran indiecd.org to be able to help people, be pointed to the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Paul. If you want to look into indiecd.org, I mean, you got the brain. You got the brains right here and the brawn.
It's that Joe. But use that
really. If you're pointing at your name, yes, Joe. But if you're pointing down at me, no, fuck you.
Well, I'm pointing at yes,
and Paul, just because you're a terrible editor for yourself does not mean you'll be a terrible editor for someone else.
Mm-hmm. Really, I am the living testimony to you're a terrible editor for yourself, but you're pretty good at editing somebody else's stuff. Well, yeah.
Not only that, you know what you meant to have there. You know in your mind what you wanted to put down, and you may not have put down.
But
you're reading.
Brain's auto-completing.
You're reading what's in your mind, not what's on the page.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you need someone else to read it.
That is why I catch more of my own typos once I have actually printed out a copy of something. Now, on screen, I don't see it. When it's in print, even if it's just, print out from the printer, I go, hand me my blue pencil. And I can find a bunch of stuff, but not everything, because once again, I write for me as my primary audience. So I know what I meant to say. And as Richie was going, you know what you meant to type,
Yeah.
even though you didn't type that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your brain's auto completing. Now, if you are going to edit your own stuff, set it aside for at least a month and make sure you work on other projects in that month and try not to think about that project that you're going to go back to edit. Because that all is going to pass out of your brain. You're going to be looking at stuff and be like, the hell was I smoking?
As an example for myself, I had written a short story. A friend read it and came back to me and said, "Why didn't this happen?" And I'm like, "It did. It's on page 45." And he turned to 45 and he's like, there's nothing about that here. And I looked at it and I had left out not one sentence, not two sentences, about 6 sentences
About 3.5 chapters.
that explained what happened. I had it up here, and when I read it, I saw it there, but I didn't put it down.
Mental shorthand. You knew what you meant to say, but as Richie's saying, your brain autocorrects and tells you what you meant to say was there when you never said it. With my
And
first
just
wife, I
because,
wish I could have used that in divorce court.
and just because whoever reads it for you has something to say about it, you don't always have to take their suggestions. My latest book, April had a lot of good suggestions that I put back in, but there was one I told her I can't change that because you're thinking northern here in Illinois, and the man in the book was speaking southern in Alabama, and that is exactly how they would say it.
Yep. I had that trouble trying to figure out how to render Appalachian speech phonetical. There you go, Donna.
I bet
One
you
book
it's
on
better
writing.
than cute as you would consider your husband's.
One book on writing
Wasn't that a cute scene?
It was cute. You did pretty good.
says that everybody gets a vote, but as the writer, you get to count the votes.
Yep.
I also had an author friend who said her words were written in jello.
Oh yeah. I've had more than one Aphelion writer send me something saying, my words are written in impenetrable stone, carved in granite. You cannot edit anything. And I'm going, thank you very much. Good night.
Well, here's the thing about when things are written in stone. You can still go back and edit that shit, but the thing is, when you go to edit it, it's going to crack and break and just shatter and crumble beyond dust. You know, that's why everything needs to be written in whatever soft permeable type stuff that you're talking about, you know.
Yeah, that's why I do all my outlines in cuneiform. I mean, it's clay tablets. I can always get them wet and redo it.
Well, I mean,
just make sure you're not writing it in, cherry wood.
Paul talking about adult fiction. Let's see. One of my books is called The Seduction of Lily Monroe. One of my books is Woodstock Dreams, a fiction novel about the Woodstock reunion with a very bohemian character in it. I think I can take your adult fiction. And
Scaramouche.
Okay, is there
he's trying to give me a heart attack.
I think Aaron is mistaken in commenting in the wrong channel. And now I got to scroll up to turn Paul's.
I don't know who Ron and Jennifer are.
I don't either. I don't know who Aaron is either. Southern Illinois people have a crazy strong Southern accent.
Yes, they do. But
Yes, they do.
I'm from East Central Illinois, and it
East
wasn't so much
Central.
the accent; it was the wording that she wasn't sure of.
And here's a direct quote from that asshole for you, Donna. Fuck spelling a guy without it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm that way as much as Uncle Carl is about that stupid Oxford comma.
And I could not write without the Oxford comma, so I don't know that Aunt Donna would edit anything of mine because it would drive her nuts. I mean, a 37-page sentence with commas scattered through it that ends in a question mark.
You've met the people that Donna associates with. It's more of a brisk walk than a drive.
Ron Hollifield.
Sorry,
Ron Hollifield.
I'm Dan, but I'm pretty sure that Ron is a distant cousin.
Wait, Jennifer, was that the name of your cousin that was in here?
Pretty sure this is just a troll.
Oh,
it seems to be turning trollish. Yes.
Oh yes.
Believe me, I have never used the name Ron in my life, but
I wish I was Ron Jeremy.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. He
No, just for length, not for anything else.
And the troll is gone.
The Oxford comma for me is when I have a list of, like, they went to the store, comma, bought some milk, comma, then went to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Separate actions. You want to make sure there were separate actions. However,
it's like a list.
No. A regular list. I bought milk, cheese, and eggs. Milk, comma, cheese. No, that doesn't need to be a damn comma there. And yeah. And that's where Carl and I butt heads over. He says, you need a comma in there. I'm like, no, I don't need a comma in there. Otherwise,
let's eat grandma.
That's a different thing altogether.
That's not Oxford, Rich.
Oh,
it's only in the list making.
I'm sure that they do that stuff at Cambridge.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wrong.
All right.
Actually, it'd be more like let's eat grandpa, but okay.
Well, and then you have the ever popular, making sure you capitalize correctly. There's a difference between helping your Uncle Jack off a horse and helping your Uncle Jack off a horse.
And thesis, I don't have to try to imagine.
I only had to do that once.
I used to tutor adults in reading and English at the local college. So I know what that looks like. And trying to go through it and trying to explain. And the way I went over most of my students, especially the guys, was that you don't have to talk like this every day. You just have to write it down this way. Think of it as your business English as opposed to your home English. And they bought that shit.
Hi. Oh, wow.
We're really getting them tonight.
Yeah.
I see Aaron and Andrew. Did we get another one?
No.
We got two so far, but that's more than we've had in a long time.
Andrew came back twice.
Oh, now Rico's here.
Okay.
Oh. On the stupid clock page?
They're on the stupid o'clock page.
Oh, okay. So, but Um,
So you're the only one that can block from there right now, I believe, Dan.
Yeah, because I'm
trying.
over on dancing.
Well, I'm the only one that with ops here, so
Yeah, I don't have ops over there.
nah. You'd have to be on Joe Dog's account like me and John.
No, for YouTube, you can do it as a mod if you've
Yeah.
got a wrench.
Yeah, but I don't know how to wrench anybody. So
You
You
can.
wouldn't, you wouldn't
I
be able
got a wrench.
to walk.
Ooh, Donna's got a wrench and she's gonna beat some ass with it.
That's just like Dawn can't actually give anybody a wrench on my Instant Creator Directory YouTube channel. Only I can. Because I'm the owner of that channel.
mhm. Well, technically, Last Man Standing is part of Joe Dog's account, so
Right,
I
but when it's broadcasting to your Dan Hollifield YouTube,
mhm.
you can go to your Dan Hollifield YouTube page, pull up the live that's on there, and give people wrenches for your Dan Hollifield.
I did not know the
Yep.
process.
Yeah, it's all separated as far as YouTube is concerned,
Well, now.
and that is very true, bladed.
That's why I'm laughing at these.
I figured I'd
Oh,
try
I
add.
told Donna,
Figured I
I told
should try
Donna
add
before
weirdness of reality to my indie CD profile.
you what?
I just decided to actually add weirdness of reality to my indie CD profile. I just thought about that. I never actually added it on there.
Do you know that Paul? I've actually said to Donna, I'm like, when I text you, it must just make you cringe because I shorthand text like everybody. And she goes, "It's texting. I get it. I'm not expecting perfect punctuation and stuff." I'm like, "Thank God."
Well, it's also texting on a phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I give people who text me a lot of leeway for stuff like that. I don't expect them to be like me, proofreading my text before I send them out.
Ducking autocorrect gets me a lot.
I don't have autocorrect on. I have auto suggest, which comes in handy, but I don't have autocorrect.
I do like the fact that now when I type ducking, it accepts ducking and then it suggests autocorrect right after it. Apparently, I've said it enough.
My God, I need to update my profile picture too. Maybe that'll be behind the codes thing for Monday night is just me actually updating my own damn profile.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to change my bio on that.
Send it to this guy, this Joe guy. He can take care of that for you.
Yeah, because as of right now, it has the 2 cats on it, and I just need to change it from just 2 and 5 cats.
Yeah.
And let people judge. I don't give a care. It's not my fault. It wasn't my fault that we had 7 cats before. I was only responsible for 2 of them. It's not my fault we have 5 now. It's the man who didn't like cats. And I have the cutest picture. You know, we exchanged prisoners was how Carl put it. Kiddo was not happy here. Joe was not happy that Hermione turned out to be a he-money.
Oh.
So it's like, let's switch them.
Welcome back, Chris.
Hey, Chris. And that way, you know, we can visit Kiddo. Wyatt and April can visit Hermione here. And Joe's like, okay, as long as it's not a male cat. I have the cutest pictures of Kiddo snuggling on Joe's chest.
They're not cat person.
But he doesn't like that cat. He feels sorry for her, but he doesn't like that cat.
Hey, sometimes sympathy could be a big thing too. Because it's still being kindness, even if it's sympathy.
When you go out and you buy the $10 bag of delectables instead of the $5 ones your wife asked you to get the cat, that's not sympathy.
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, and I know that I didn't need to, and he doesn't need it, but I was giving it to him.
It's Stockholm syndrome.
Joe and Richie, I need you to type in a comment, please.
Yep. Give me 1 second. Let me get over to yours. Live.
And,
yeah, I got a wrench in now. Oh.
Richie and I both.
No, not friends at all, are you?
They just share the same brain, that's all.
Hey, we have 2 brain cells that, we share with each other. The problem is they're both fighting over 3rd place.
It's like all orange cats share one brain cell.
And they're fighting, and it's fighting itself over 5th place.
You don't have an orange cat, neither does Rich. Dan's probably about 60. It probably has about 60 of them outside. I have 2. Donna doesn't have any orange kitties right now, though.
I don't have any currently.
Ooh.
Did you see Paul's comment about his journal, Dan?
Jumping out of the journal.
The journal is slowly becoming a story-like.
I'm hearing everything in delayed stereo at the moment.
Oh, because he's probably
Yeah, because he has to have the live pulled up to actually wrench us.
Yeah. Okay. Nobody else is here. Everybody is now wrenched.
Yeah, you and me, Don.
Did you notice that I'm still in this area for Last Man Standing tonight? Like I didn't have to move that way? To a different
Oh.
Yeah. What? Is he off tomorrow because of Good Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're not
Now
used
I
to it.
understand.
Ooh, Thesis has got power. Oh, and Thesis, you need to make an Asian cookie chart.
Apparently, Thesis has blisters because of my journal. I'm sorry, dude.
Is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
Oh, Paul, don't go too far into that thesaurus.
All right, now
let them bastards just come in on Dan's page and we will slay them.
You know what will happen? We'll all get in the way of each other trying to block and ban somebody.
No.
That's like on Nick's channel when somebody tries to come in and start something. It's like, boom. He's like, I don't even know what happened.
Really? I didn't even see that comment. It disappeared so quick.
Thesaurus are good if used properly, but we had a beginning
there
writer.
We go.
We had a beginning writer in our writers group.
Sure, I show up and you bail.
She's somewhere there.
She's just intimidated by your masculinity.
Everything in this story was, she exclaimed, she whispered, and after a while, it was so outtaking that I had to go back to her and I said, it's all right to say said She said. He said.
That's where I get
They're
There's
really.
nothing wrong with it.
I had
If you want a mood change or a volume change, you use a different word. Otherwise, said works and doesn't drag the reader out of the story.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
thesis. I
That
had to
looks
take the
better.
camera off because I had to move my little these things so that I could go because it was on the other side and go, oh, look what I got. See, we get here and I went to try to go, look at it, I got one, and you thought
I would have went to grab mine, but it's upstairs, and I'd have to dodge cats right now in the dark. Oh, I like
Isn't
that.
that fun, Joe?
Oh, that's so cute. I mean, good cute. Chris wants to know if a thesaurus is that the ultimate dinosaur?
No,
Yeah.
a thesaurus is when they wake up with joint pain.
That means I'm a thesaurus?
I had the green room myself there. Oh,
No, Joe, I had to go to a physical therapist because my shoulder was acting up, and she says it's not your shoulder, it's your neck. And one of your problems is your posture. You're looking down. I'm like, well, that's just kind of a habit I've gotten here in the last year or so. I usually am, very stand up straight type of person. And she says, well, what changed in your life? And I, kittens.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a cat, you can still keep your head up and see them. But kittens, you got to be down like this all the time.
Well, Brett keeps trying to commit insurance fraud. He just lays down in the middle of the room and does the dead pose.
Like the dog?
Yeah. Only without all the jam all over him, but yeah, you'll see him. He'll just walk along, and all of a sudden he just kind of flops and acts like he's dead. It's like, yeah, you'd be great. You were an insurance fraud in the previous life.
Well, you did name him Bread.
Yeah.
So Jam would be perfect to go along with him.
Yep.
Oh, we need to find you a girl cat now.
No, you don't.
over your eviscerated body, yes.
We have
it was adorable.
We have 2 cats, 3 litter boxes, and 2 levels to the house. So that way, if Hobo wants to get away from Bread for a bit, he has somewhere else he can go.
We need to get you a chocolate lab and call it Nutella. I heard that, fuck you.
I know.
Glad to know my telepathy still works.
Oh, shoot.
The telepathy works. Just I don't notice the weird things around me anymore since I got flashed.
I saw the slight reboot as well.
Did you just flashy thing, Joe?
Oh, wrong type of
No.
A grr.
Oh, I actually did that today, but thankfully nobody was watching. Care. Didn't have the camera on. It didn't have the microphone on. It was just one of those situations where I was watching somebody's video that it was about rebuilding a tank, actually. And they go, well, I've got this tiger tank. And I'm going, grr. Oh, that's going to be so much work. But I don't know how they have that much money, I swear. This guy keeps buying British tanks and armored personnel carriers and surplus engines for. He had a 12-cylinder Rolls-Royce engine he rebuilt from scratch. I'm going, oh, I want that in my van.
Yeah, I
really
want
want to
Rolls Royce.
Hey, but no, there was one where he was complaining about he bought a tank for 100,000 pounds, and it was so screwed up he could not rebuild it to where it would function. And I'm going, better you than me. If I had 100,000 pounds, I'd be putting it in the bank. I wouldn't be buying a tank. Um,
Oh, come
although,
on. Tell the truth. You'd buy a tank.
no, I did see today an ad for a street legal tracked amphibian vehicle that was, you can buy it from the dealer for $275,000. I'm going,
That's my house. That's my 4-story house. If you
that's my
count the basement.
retirement. And I'm going, oh, I'd love to have one of those. Time to start playing the lottery again. Hey, $2 investment twice a month. Possibly financial independence for the rest of my life. And believe me, if I had an amphibious tracked vehicle that was street legal to drive around here, the rest of my life probably would wind up being kind of short.
Or at least the freedom.
Oh, I would not be able to resist taking it out to the lake and going, hey, 87 miles an hour on land, 45 on the water. Let's do this.
Can you imagine somebody trolling for fish?
I would be trolling for fish. It wouldn't be going. I wouldn't be going 45, but trolling speed is rather slow, which is probably
I'd be
why we
trolling
can boot them off of here so quickly.
I'd be trolling fishermen.
Oh, and the nice thing is, it looks like if you spray painted the Landmaster from Damnation Alley black and did the sports car version, that's what this thing looks like. It's not hinged in the middle, but I just went, okay, download the. I actually downloaded the sales brochure just to look at all the details. It's pretty. I heard a ping. And here's Paul. There you go.
Hey, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
I had to switch to my iPad because my MacBook wanted Chrome, and I don't want Chrome on it.
Yeah, for some reason, iPad and iPhone, you can use StreamYard in the Safari browser. Mac, it requires Chrome.
I've got the app on the iPad. I don't know. I can't remember if I don't think I put the app on the MacBook. So don't know.
I've
Technology
got
stuff.
But
I've
hey,
got
the
Chrome.
iPad works.
Yep.
But I
I've
can't
got
see
Chrome and Firefox on everything. Doesn't mean I turn them on.
Well, I was a very
Says he doesn't
active
turn things on.
Chrome user, and use it
Still,
for years.
I turn you on.
Yeah, I started using Apple products here recently, and just trying to do the Apple thing for a bit.
I use Apple mostly for my app programming, and then the computer is behind me is my gaming machine and everything else. Actually, I've been using this Mac a lot more for everything lately.
I use whatever's convenient for the purpose I need it for. I've got a computer down here. I don't even have any wires connected up to. It'll dual, no, it'll more than dual boot into uh, Windows XP, about 5 different flavors of Unix or Linux, and something else I don't even remember what was. Um, I've used OS2. I'm doing the chat on the iPad right now while I'm doing StreamYard on a PC. Um, whatever works. I mean, I'm not a snob. I mean, works best for you. Use
Oh,
it.
I'm sort of a
Yeah.
snob. I used Linux since 1999. I've been a Linux system administrator. I write programs, and I was going to start a indie game development studio, but an old friend contacted me, and he reminded me about some writing I did, and it stuck in my head. And then I got all this equipment I bought for making games, and I said, "Oh crap!" And I waited till January, New Year's Eve, to make up my mind, and it was like, I got to do the writing thing. I can't do the video game stuff. It's just not. It's not clicking right now. So I'd rather write. I've wanted to do it for a long time, and I'm bloody gonna try.
Hey, believe it or not, the reason I started writing science fiction is because the people in the D&D group that asked me to DM for them would not follow the fucking script. I'm going, I've got all this written out. You're not paying attention. So the last thing I ever ran from them, they said, "Oh, can we bring in our godlike characters?" And I go, "Sure, no problem." And I murdered them.
Did you see I'm already starting shenanigans in the chat?
Hey,
The brick wall behind me was driving me crazy. It kept flashing in my ear. I'm like,
yeah,
that.
StreamYard has been able to lately. You don't even need a green screen. I've got it set up for green screen, but the green screen curtain I have been using long before, I don't even have the curtains closed. It's just marking out everything that doesn't move. So I show up, and the photo I chose for my green screen, it shows up just fine. Of
Well,
course,
Joe with his green screen, when he's drinking his Mountain Dew, that's when it gets freaky.
oh, well, remember when John had the Kelly Green T-shirt? So he was just the big
One
floating
big head.
head.
But then he has that.
With this shirt, I can do that too.
Yeah.
This shirt's just green enough that it'll, if I have the right lighting, I look like a floating head.
Oh, I've got a piece of green screen cloth I can actually drape over my chair, so when I get up, the photograph comes through the chair itself. And I've thought several times about getting my my Jedi robe out with the hood down and just sitting here waiting for people to go, "Where's Dan? Where's Dan? Where's Dan?" And then lift a beer.
Here I am.
Yeah, well, it ain't Luke Skywalker, so you're screwed.
No, I know what you mean, Paul, with the trying to get the game development to kind of click. I'm trying to learn that myself right now to help out a friend of ours turn his tabletop Taxis game into an actual PC game.
Do we know said
And-
person?
Yes, we
Yes,
do. It's
we
Nick.
do.
What are you using, Joe? What
Yeah,
software?
don't you know enough about trying to build up some suspense and excitement?
Yeah, I do. But
I haven't decided what software I'm really going to use yet. I'm still like I started learning Godot for some basic 2D because we were going to start off as just like a 2D game, which I could then translate into 3D easily with Godot. But I've got Godot downloaded. I've got RPG in a box, which is actually a really neat little uh, kind of like all-in-one bundle for helping you build games. I've got some Unity stuff downloaded. It's my problem is time, and
What, you
the
don't have
fact that
anything going on, Joe?
yeah, the fact that I can't figure out how to cram more hours into 24.
I'm a bit more adventurous. I was using Rust and Bevy, and also a guy I know. He made his own game engine. He's in Russia. He doesn't have a lot of documentation for it, but it was kind of fun playing with it. But Bevy's cool, and I like Rust. I like it better. I'm not much of a Python fan, and I know Godot isn't exactly Python, but similar.
Mhm.
But Godot's good. If I was going to just get started and I didn't know some of the stupid stuff I know, I would probably go with Godot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good way to start at least. But
It's
no,
because of the there was a Unity blow up over this last year,
mhm.
and they changed their policies on how they were going to pay developers and stuff.
Yeah.
Game creators. So it kind of blew up, and they lost a lot of people. A lot of people switched from Unity to Godot, and Godot got a lot of funding and a lot more people involved in it. So Godot's going to turn out to be one of the probably, I mean, nothing like Unreal Engine, but I think it'll eventually beat Unity.
Oh yeah.
And one of the main problems with Godot is getting it onto platforms like Xbox and things like that, but or Nintendo. But you can get it on other PC, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can
But
compile it
that's
for
changing.
PC and PC, iOS, and Android.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, and that's changing. You'll be able to do Xbox and stuff. I think you can now, but you have to go through like a third party to do it. But I think it'll be available probably another year or so. You'll be able to go straight to Xbox or whatever. I'm not sure, but hopefully, I'd like to see it.
I need to start going through the Godot stuff again because I run the independent creator directory. I do 2 streams each week outside of Stupid O'Clock and Last Man Standing. I do one called Behind the Code, which is me normally setting up new user profiles on IndieCD, and then The Burning is Love, which is turning into Burning is Yarn until I figure out a better name. Where I do pyrography and do various signs. I've done signs for Bladed. I've done some signs for Dan. Some signs, a couple things for Rich. Donna and Dawn have both bought some of my stuff. Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was one of my
Um,
latest ones I did.
Well, how many
excellent
people
work.
here did you burn QR codes for Indie CD?
Me, Carl.
Everybody who signed up for or went to Nick's convention. Yeah, I did. Actually, I think I have an example over here still. I do not. Thought I did. But no, I burned QR codes onto wood, and they actually scan.
Very nice.
But I've done some mobile app development. I taught myself Kotlin. I taught myself Swift for iOS. Yeah. And I'm also a Parks Board president for the town. I'm on the Planning Commission. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Very nice.
So I need to figure out how to extend, the 24 hours or in a day without messing with everybody else's timelines.
Okay, there's Chris's
we
suggestion
should-
for a new title for the show. Fiddling with fiber and fooling with fire.
We should go to Mars. I think how long? I can't remember how long the days are there, but longer than Earth. So I'll go to Mars because I need more than 24 hours a day too.
Chris, comment again so I can try and give you a wrench here.
He's on Facebook.
On Facebook, it won't work.
Oh, he's on Facebook. I can't. So.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, get your ass over to YouTube and comment again so he can
give you the power.
I can wrench you.
That sounds either incredibly painful or incredibly sexual. I can't decide which.
You mean there's a difference in the two?
And the weird thing is, John and Joe Dog are not here, so y'all have wrenches and they don't.
On yours.
On my channel, yes.
Yeah.
On my channel.
So we'll just have to hang out on your channel from now on. Be like, hey, you should start putting Stupid O'Clock, broadcasting it on my channel, and we can all hang out on there. And they'll be like, why isn't anybody Stupid O'Clock? Because we got wrenches.
Hey.
Winches.
Joe Dog is
Dan
Joe
knows how to
Dog.
make.
This is where all the cool kids hang out.
Because Dan knows. Oh, there he is.
All right, here we go. Let's try this a third time.
No, he's in your channel, so you're fine.
Okay. Go through like 16 steps.
He better have a wrench. He's got a cold. Hey,
Done.
Joe, did my YouTube update so that we can do Burning is Love? I'm going to call it that till we get the fiddling and stuff figured out. That didn't come out right.
No, but that's all right. Just continue.
Behind the Code. So it's going to my YouTube channel too.
Let's see. Your YouTube channel is showing up now.
Okay.
So that will be one of the destinations I click on.
Okay. Don't anybody go watch from there. Watch on NDCD, but Ooh, Chris has got a wrench.
No, he's just happy to see you.
Chris, are you happy to see us?
He's happy to see her with his tool in his hand.
Just don't go quoting Tommy on here. We'll probably get booted off the air.
I was like, that's a green room sign if we need one. Rich. Aw, Chris is happy to see his colt.
Oh.
Green room.
Awesome. That was awesome thesis.
I made that especially for thesis. I did one for Uncle Carl too, and sent it over to
Green room.
No, I sent it to Joe so he could use it during Nick's show. Anytime Uncle Carl decides to misbehave, I now have like 4 different green room signs.
You notice he doesn't have one for me though.
I was gonna say I haven't noticed one for me yet.
I can green room anytime I want, right, Dana?
The more often the better.
So we need to misbehave to the point that he has to use all 4 of them at once, just all at the same time.
Can't do it. StreamYard won't let me. One at a
come
time. They can be in rapid succession, but it has to be one at a time.
All right.
Damn,
We go that.
sounds like high school.
There's way too many people here. We can't see Dawn's Taco. That
Believe me, if I ever see Don's Taco, I'm taking pictures. It's going to show up on my OnlyFans.
This is a joke. There was a food truck here called Ride or Eat Dawn's Taco, where I live, and they had to close because it was very controversial. Well, one night there was 50 minutes of Dawn's Taco.
And sweet drizzle.
Yeah, he sweet whistle that on that taco.
Yeah.
No, Chris, I'm not beating around the bush. I'm saying exactly what's on my mind. Oh.
I don't beat around the bush. I dive right in.
There you go.
Trying to think if I want to do a special show for Monday night.
Wait a minute. It was the end that you would dive in, not the bush. According to the conversation earlier.
Why am I not? Oh, I know.
Leave the weed eater at home.
Maybe some hedge trimmers, you know.
I don't think Joe heard me.
Well, no, I just realized Behind the Code falls on April Fool's Day.
Ooh, we getting evil now.
Is this the look that Nick's always talking about?
It's more of a... as I'm looking up over the glasses.
Oh, Trey.
Start up the broadcast with the Never Mind the Furthermore music.
I haven't downloaded that, so I couldn't do it. But
don't tempt me, Rich.
I want to know what Paul's doing. That's cool.
Flip the camera around.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Paul suction.
I thought it would like reverse my image so that when I look this way, it would. Anyway.
Yeah, it gets confusing.
It can. I've got mine reversed so I can point this way, but on the recording, I'm actually pointing off screen because everybody else is to my right, to my point of view. In the recording, I will actually be pointing off the wrong direction.
Oh, Joe, did you see what Chris said?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, doing Joe Dog's profile on April Fool's Day could be a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Poor Dan.
In the wake of the abandonment of the Montauk Project, Joe Dog surfaced from the depths of depravity.
Oh, my.
Hey, I'm a writer. I can do this shit. And that was off the top of my head without editing.
On top of your head?
Which head?
The evil one.
That doesn't
Again,
narrow it down.
Evil. What's this one evil head thing? As you can tell, Paul, we're not normal. Welcome to not being normal.
Yes, we are normal. We're just not average.
Speak for yourself.
We're normal. Ab is a kind of normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been here before.
I pride myself on being not normal.
I gave up trying to act it. And I'm having so much happier.
Okay. Let me clarify. We're
Abby's
normal
something.
for us.
There you go.
For the rest of the world, not so much.
Wait, who's the one with no conscience, Chris?
He's talking about the evil head.
It was Abby's something.
The
And
one
it
that's
still
on the
doesn't
shoulder you
clarify
can't
anything.
see, along with the parrot on this one. And the parrot's going, if I shit on your shoulder again, you're going to kill me, aren't you? And yeah.
So the IT people of the crowd here will probably appreciate this. I had an ad pop up on Facebook for a band that's coming over from Europe, and is going to be playing at a bunch of small venues. They're going to looks like a lot of bars and stuff. Like they're going to be playing at Reggie's in Chicago and a few other places. It's a band called Master Boot Record, and all of their albums and soundtracks are computer-based names.
Of
And you can
course.
find them on Bandcamp.
I'll have to look that up.
I already bought 3 of their albums just because of the names of the stuff. It's actually good music too. It's kind of like yours, Dan. It's instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
But it's there's a lot of synth in there. There's a lot of like few of the songs kind of had like a Metallica feel to it also.
Well, with Metallica, are you going like Ride the Lightning Metallica or bunch of Lotus Metallica?
One had a very Master of Puppets feel
Okay.
to it.
And I did want to say, Richie, I really like those the jeweler's spectacles you were using with the spotlight mounted on them. That looks very useful.
No,
Hmm?
they're dental loops.
Dental. Okay.
When I was getting my fillings done, I was talking to the hygienist about using this magnifier, and mentioning I use it for my chainmail. I use it for getting in there some of the fine details with my 3D prints and stuff like that. And when the dentist came in, she mentioned that to the dentist. Of course, the dentist was wearing something very similar to what I had. Except this is cooler. He can go like this in front of his light, and it'll change it from yellow to white. But then again, he's got a lot more money to spend on those toys, and he can write that off for taxes. So we started talking because he does 3D printing as well. In fact, in my dentist office, there is a 3D printed skull. It is actually his skull. He's like, I wonder. So he went out and got a CT scan done, and then he modeled it in the 3D modeling software that he uses, and printed it out to do a 1-to-1 to see how it would look and everything, because, the 3D printers that they use there in the office are for dental type stuff, but he also does 3D printing at home for other fun shit. So we were talking about that, and he actually came back in after everything. He's like, wait, there's one more thing I wanted to show you. And he went to Amazon and showed me a couple of very affordable sets on Amazon. Like this was $55. Compared to some of the others out there that are like 5,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I'm like, okay, yeah. So I was looking, and I'm like, I like these. So I bought them. They arrived on Monday, and I've been playing with them. I can't wear them for long because I'm not used to them yet. So wearing them for a long period of time, my eyes just get really, really tired. Because the way I've got to look through with them. But so far, so good. And I use them part on the chain I sent you a photograph for the secret project there. So, but yeah. So, and I've been using them to do some of the flowers and stuff like that. But I like them. And then just now I was using them to do some filing on sanding on the printout of the rescan of Morgan.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of weird delamination on the wings here.
Do please send me the link to those,
Yeah, me too.
because I
She's
would find them
she's
very
not
useful
chat.
in working on teeny tiny things that I am assembling for no good reason, just because.
And you can adjust the pupillary distance on. So, let me.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
bring these back up real quick. So, I mean, it's got the little, pack for the light and everything. Of course, the actual loops part flip up and down, and then you can position it a couple different places. This can do 2.5 and 3.5, and the beautiful thing about it is that I can actually work on things out here again.
yes.
But it's weird trying to work on things out here again, because I've been doing it so close because of my vision for so long that I'm trying to work on it here, and it's just so out of focus, it's not even funny. And it's like, no, I gotta move out to here. This is weird.
I think that's part of why my when I got the bifocals, I've had them for almost a year, but certain things I'm like, because I'm just so used to having that. When I had to do the weird look thing, just saying, I get it.
It'll also help you when you're doing your streams too, because then you'll be able to, hold it out underneath the camera better without having to.
And that's why I got him, actually, is for trying to do that so that I can actually not take them out of the camera shot to work on them. So here they are. So after taxes and everything like that, it ended up being just shy of $58. It was $53.99.
Okay.
But again, I mean, that's very affordable. You know what? Let's do this
really
because
is.
I can.
I mean, seriously, Lindsay wouldn't even notice if I spent that much on something, especially if it meant I was able to do jewelry repair for some of her necklaces and things.
Isn't that what I just told you to do, Rich? To drop the link to your wrench, that you can drop the link just right in the chat?
He did.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
I didn't hear anyone say to do that. It's just like, hey, I can do this now. He said drop him the link. He didn't say necessarily drop it there. But now everyone can see it in all of its Amazon beauty and gloriousness.
Yes.
You were kind of over.
There it is. And
okay.
I can't click on it. I can just show it, or I can put it away.
Well, you can click on it when you go to YouTube.
Only 10 left in stock.
Yeah, they always say that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they'll have it.
But yeah, so far I like them.
It'll be like at a certain warehouse, like the nearest warehouse to you, and that's why I'll say that. And then, like, if they run out of stock in that one, it'll switch to a different warehouse, and then instead of like 2 days delivery, it'll be 4 or 5 days delivery. Sometimes it's really weird.
Or 10 left in stock from this vendor, but this other vendor who uses the same exact warehouse, whose shelves are like 5 feet away, have like 15.
Well, I mean, it's how computers work. So,
well, that's like the people on Amazon that have hardback copies of the anthology from Aphelion that should only cost $20 at most, and they're charging $150 for these like they were a collector's item.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And I'm going, dude, you can go to Lulu and get the ebook for 99 cents.
I have Abducted, and it's signed by the one and only Dan Hollifield.
Yes. Well, I have been promised that the prequel to Abducted will be published this year. Don't know when. It's not under my control. I have not seen the read and bleed of the edit yet. I'm
about
looking
halfway
forward to
through.
that. Halfway through.
Collector just called the main guy back to talk to him after they're heading
Tom.
towards the after they're heading towards the bad guys, but they abducted the collector's girlfriend, robot girlfriend.
Well, I have to admit that
3D printed robot girlfriend.
But no. She's not a robot. She's an artificial being. She's biological, but she was printed by a basically think of a very, very good replicator system.
Yeah.
I have to admit that
I consider
we
most
use,
humans robots too. Biological robots. So.
We use that same sales technique with our books. We'll only put like 2 copies out of each book. Because if you put out 10, people are like, oh, there's plenty of time to get one and then forget to come back. If you only put out 2, they're like, oh, I better get that now because it looks like it's going to be sold out. And sometimes it is, but most of the times, no, we've got more copies in the box behind the table.
We got 500 copies in the van. Just buy one now. We'll go out and get some more.
That is so cool, Thesis. That's why I was smiling, because that's so sweet what you said about Foxy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to talk
to you. Throughout the year, just things will pop in my head, and I'll just run to Amazon or wherever and just add things to wish list so I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Then they show up, and she goes, what's this for? You're like, for you.
Because I love you.
I'm going to try to talk Jim Deegan into putting his Limbo Land on Kindle because it's out of print. Can't find it anywhere. So I don't know if he will or not, but it'd be cool if he would.
Now,
I lost my copy.
If he was an indie person, we never go out of print. We may not print them for a while, but we never go out of print.
I don't know if he's. I don't think he has any. I don't know. I'd have to double check, but I know he had them on Amazon, but they don't exist anymore. It's just gone. And he doesn't have it in. He doesn't have it on Kindle. He's got. I think it's some of his poetry that he's done might be on Kindle. I haven't read any of his poetry, but.
Okay, I clicked the button. Richie, if I disappear forever,
what'd you do to try to give
Lindsay did not do it. Lindsay did not do it. So, good night, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Stay alive, brother.
Guys.
What are you saying, John?
I just said goodnight, Chris. Squeak.
No, before that.
I don't remember. Oh wait, what did Rich do to try to give you a heart attack or aneurysm?
Me smelling M bad weight.
I was typing like Ralph Wiggum. We fail English? That's impossible.
I got a feeling Ralph Wiggum
I
was
bet
not
my
using.
Wookiee.
I get the feeling Ralph Wiggum was not using his fingers to type with in that instance.
Oh yeah, now I'm interested.
I didn't need that. I did not need that mental image.
That's all right. You got it.
I don't mind it.
It was like Zelensky playing the piano.
Well, okay. Let me clean it up. He had to take his socks off.
Oh.
He's got a pivot and didn't even try.
If it's that long, he's got to tuck it into a sock. I mean,
wow.
Oh, I think I'm getting a headache.
Oh God!
Don't
Now
hit
why am
that.
I trying to make a pun off of Tongue and Groove? It's a type of wooden paneling.
Is it
Not
cherry
the
wood?
green room.
Is it cherry wood, Dan?
Usually it's pine.
But in this case, we can make cherry wood exceptions, right?
You can make it into anything you want.
Turns out Ralph Wiggum is thinner than Milhouse. It's just that he's got it wrapped around his stomach a couple of times.
You can get anything you want at Alice's restaurant.
Anything?
Excepting Alice.
And what about the Dan?
You already know the answer to that.
It's getting really warm in here tonight.
Well, I'm not going to go for the obvious one there.
No, please do, Dan.
Is it hot in here or is it just me?
That's what she said.
No.
It's just Don.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Don.
What?
Don't tell Dan, but I bought something for him.
Ooh, what'd you get for Dan?
Oh, fuck, I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, he's going to owe me at Hallowcon.
Please don't say it's a pair of assless chaps. Please don't say it's a pair of assless chaps. That's not the first sight I need of Dan.
If it was, I'd be wearing blue jeans underneath, believe me.
You would be hoping to wear blue jeans, but all your blue jeans would suddenly disappear.
Hey, you got to negotiate with my pimp on that one now.
That'll be the last one Donna wants to see walking away, but...
What was that movie where they did the blue jeans and they had like the windows for the butt cheeks?
I don't know, but
it was hilarious. I think it's from the 80s. Or...
I'm hoping Jennifer.
Sounds like something that would have come out. Sounds like something that would have come out from Vivid.
All I'm thinking is the assless pants that John Candy, or not John Candy, but Armed and Dangerous. Eugene Levy. When John Candy dresses up as the drag queen and Eugene Levy is the...
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Oh, have you ever seen Silent Movie?
It's been long since I've seen that. I did not need that back in my head. The brain bleach had finally worked. God damn it, Don.
Want to look at the map, Rich? Remember they put the map over his ass?
Oh, yeah. And wait a minute, that's not Florida.
I'm doing core memories unlocking for Rich right now.
Oh. Don't break Richie. He's still working on something for me. Oh.
Give me one moment. All right, squirrels. I'm good.
Squirrels. There you go. Yeah.
Assless pants on Eugene Levy.
Oh,
that'd be like trying to give Thesis with something from the Bud K catalog. No, that would not go over well.
No,
see,
maybe I should
start already.
Maybe I should unmute the headphones now.
Hey, Thesis, are you going to do Asian pokies now? You should make a list of the Asian pokies.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm working on it. I just wish you would word it differently, but you know, we'll go with that.
I was going to ask, Asian pokies?
The things that you use your salad bowls to protect you from.
I thought they were all Asian. Pikachu and Charmander and
Suddenly I was seeing Gumby being all bereft, you know.
I was thinking, isn't there already a book about that?
Yeah, the Kama Sutra.
Ooh, I got a copy of that.
So do I.
So do I.
Okay, what would you call this? I mean, you can't call them swords. You can't call them weapons. You gotta have, what would you call them? Slices?
Sharp, pointy things.
There you go.
Pokies.
Come to think of it, that could be kind of. Never mind.
Hey,
Straw's cheaper.
he rode out of the west with a star on his chest, and he tried his best to make it stay. But in the heat of the day, a tin star won't stick to clay. But what the hey, he rode on anyway. Little green Gumby. Little green Gumby.
remember, the sun never sets on those
I never
who
knew
ride
that Poki was Asian.
Yes, I've seen shock treatment entirely too many times.
Shock treatment, get you moving like a real live wire. Come on, sister, don't you blow your last transistor. I can't remember the rest at the top of my head.
Anyway, the movie was called So Fine that I was talking about. It did exist. I didn't just make it up. I promise. It's from 1981.
Which one was it?
So Fine, Fine.
Everybody, to your keyboards.
They want to see the assless jeans.
I want to see the Shirelles trying to do the cover of that.
Ryan O'Neal was in that. Fred Gwynn, Richard Keel. Wow.
Yeah, every time someone mentions assless chaps, all I can think of is the movie Son-in-Law.
Yeah, my brain went there too.
What I want to know is, all you guys don't mind if we women wear assless chaps?
Hell no.
But you won't wear them for us?
Oh no, if something slides out the back, it might get chopped off if you sit down wrong.
Yeah, there is that.
Hey, I'm still trying to get you. I'm still trying to get used to wearing spurs on my boots. You know, especially learning how to go down a set of stairs.
Hey, granted, I don't have that issue. I am hung like a set of field mouse. But
if I wear ashless chaps, I'm going to be picked up for trying to use chemical weapons.
We got John
Dog.
Is that your ass, or do you have
Joe
a
Dog with assless chaps?
In an elevator.
God. Okay, no.
At a convention.
No, he'll do that for Hallowcon. No, Dan, no.
Hey, there aren't any elevators at Hallowcon, thank God.
Thank God.
But the rooms can be small.
I ain't letting him
Oh,
into
where do
one.
you live? Approximately. Where do you live, Paul?
I live in West Virginia.
So he's
By God, West Virginia, isn't it?
You need to look up Hallowcon.com and join us in Dalton, Georgia.
Oh, I'm in Huntington, so I'm not too terribly far from Dalton. Not too terribly close either.
For 8 hours.
You're closer than I am. Well, no, you've got to go all the way through Tennessee. That means you've got to have an armored car.
I lived.
So what? We just wing it, Donna?
A long time.
Evidently.
Yeah, he gets an armored car. Carl gets you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that would be enough to tell people that.
That's plot armor right there. It's better than real armor.
The only thing I have to worry about in Tennessee is my ex. I'll have that taken care of pretty soon. She decided to. I was, telling you when I was typing earlier that I was kind of upset about things. She's tried to steal my identity.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm pressing charges. Yes.
Good.
Keep going.
I just found out somebody ex. They went away for the weekend, and the son of the ex was watching the dog, and they won't give the dog back now.
Well, it's so I don't know how she's managed this because you can look up your name on the internet, and that you have those little companies that you enter somebody's name and it'll find their name. I looked up her, and of course it showed her, and she's got a lot of aliases, including my name as an alias. And then I looked up my name, and I don't show up. Her name shows up as with me as an alias, but I don't show up anymore. And she put the date that she's lived here. She used my address, and she used the date that she's lived here since 2019, which is funny because I just bought this house in 22, and she's never been to West Virginia.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried.
I
wouldn't have found out, but I got a letter in the mail the other day that said I applied for a credit card or credit at Catherine's, a large lady clothing company, and I obviously I don't cross dress anymore,
or any less, yes. But I called them and talked to their fraud department and found out that she used my information in her name, and she also used it other places. So yeah, got to press charges.
Yeah,
not only fraud,
bitch's ass to the wall. Oh wait, did I say that out loud?
Fraud.
Yeah, but it's after midnight.
And then
not here.
One of the places was she did locally, got credit, and the other place was online. At least one place online that I know of. So that's internet fraud over the internet, which is another felony.
Wire fraud. That is a
wire fraud.
So she's got
that's federal.
Gonna have a bunch of extra felonies.
She's spooked with a capital foo.
Let's hope so.
And nail that bitch's ass to the wall. I just don't like bad people. I like crazy people.
She's a bad person, but I stuck with bad for 30 years and finally escaped, or let her escape.
You're a better man than I.
It may be.
You're a better man than I. I only managed 5 years.
We had
3.5.
And then, yeah.
We had children, so it was difficult.
Yes, I didn't have that complication. Actually, I have one stepchild that I do claim, and another one that I don't, and that one knows not to ever show up around here for any reason whatsoever. Otherwise, I will have to exercise my Second Amendment rights, and he would not like that. Briefly.
Well, one of our daughters is about to have our first grandchild. And in June.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And our daughter does not want her anywhere near her or her child. So
smart girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, when crazy reveals itself, the best thing you can do is to acknowledge there it is. Let's stop this.
It's more than crazy. It's a deep, long, tragic tale that might wind up in some fiction someday. So
I was gonna say rewrite the story, just change the names for the.
No, what I went through in 2013 and 2014, I could write as one of those Hallmark movies or whatever. That's just tragic and sappy and insane. But it'd be terrible. But yeah, it would be it's an interesting tale. But
yeah, and Hallmark wouldn't use it unless you were a woman.
Hallmark. It really wouldn't be Hallmark. It'd be something.
Lifetime.
Lifetime. There you go. Yeah, but it would still you'd have to pretend to be the girl.
Well, probably.
Only the sexes have been changed to protect us from losing any money.
I'm probably going to use a pen name because, for whatever reason, my last name is impossible for half the population, even though it's super simple.
Short O.
It's Hostler, yes. It gets mispronounced,
Okay,
misspelled.
that would not have been my first guess, but thank you for correcting me. I'll be able to say it correctly now.
Yeah, Hoss, like Hoss from Bonanza, but with a lure at the end.
Gonna say,
Bonanzaler. Yeah.
Little Joeler.
That reminds me of a comedy routine I saw once on a variety show where they were going through the letters of the alphabet, and Paul Cartwright was the letter Z. And they go, why'd you put him there? He goes, well, if we didn't, he'd be the star of Banana. It was the 60s. It was painful then. It's worse now.
4 minutes.
Or we could have used him for A for Adama.
I know. Okay. Everybody, link time. Tell everybody besides NDCD where you can be located at, and for most of us, except for Paul, are on NDCD. So alternatives.
Yeah, I'm not on NDCD yet.
Yet.
I'm
Not
still working
yet,
on
but
my website.
Remember, add this little thing at the end. No.
yeah, I mean, Paul, really, NDCD is a great thing, and Joe runs it. It's absolutely, well, I won't say it's the best thing since sliced bread, but it's the best thing since somebody invented pizza.
I looked at it. I didn't really look at it. I just kind of went to the site, but I'll look into it more. Right now, I'm trying to build my own website. Well, I'm not really trying. I have it set up. I just haven't done anything with it. So it's just sitting there with the default configuration. So
yeah, NDCD is a really great place, even though they let me in there too.
Dan, you cannot say anything about Joey and use the expression "it's better than sliced bread."
I said it's not
Well,
the next best thing to sliced
You just
bread.
can't use the expression.
Dan, remember the name of one of these cats. You don't want to slice bread.
Everything is better than sliced bread.
Trey would be very upset if you sliced bread.
In Joey's case.
I will go with
I
that, Rich.
said it was the best thing since somebody invented pizza.
That will. There you go.
Okay, yeah, that's what you said. Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, well, you got outraged before I finished the clause.
I can be found.
That's what Brett said.
With PA Hostler, Twitter, Facebook, everything. So, at least I don't think that part of me has been taken over yet. Probably won't be long. It may show up as somebody else, but as far as I know, PA Hostler is still me for now.
Well, keep us in the loop and tell us what happens to the wench.
Yeah.
I mean, the woman, her.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
The thing. She who must not be
Thesis, when is your next show? This weekend or next weekend?
This
weekend. Saturday. This Saturday, yep. I'm actually going to go make the link as soon as I'm done here because I haven't done it yet.
Hey, Joe Dog sometimes doesn't make the link for these shows
5 minutes
until
before the show.
Yeah, really, 5 minutes. And I can't post links to anybody because he hasn't scheduled anything. But he's been pretty good about this stuff here lately. I think he's got Saturday nights already posted. And he wound up with the entire 2 weeks ago. He put the entire rest of the month on the StreamYard schedule. So Richie, do you have a site for your knitting with wire?
No. The only thing that shows up anything with that would be the couple of YouTube videos I've done on it, and some more will be coming in the near future as I show more of doing the flowers and the crosses and stuff like that.
Well,
and the Thor's hammer too. Yeah, that's another quick and simple pattern to show.
And he is on indiecd.org.
Yeah.
That does not have a chainmail section yet.
Joe, work on that, please.
I'm going to throw you under artists and just label you as chainmail art, kind of like I did with the wife with fiber art.
Sounds
there
good.
You go. Hey,
I mean, okay.
Wire is a fiber. It's just kind of stiff.
That's what she said.
Damn it, she beat me.
And it's time to say goodnight, Gracie.
Yes, it is.
Good night, Gracie.
All right. Look for all of us on NDCD. Paul, not quite yet.
And we can put you in touch with Paul if need be.
NDCD.org, YouTube, the post office, FBI most wanted list. I mean, we show up in all sorts of places.
Yeah.
You can source me everywhere that way.
We're all writers, so we're all on some government list.
Yeah.
Or here, don't look at my reach.
12.
I'm on a different list.
Oh.
And if you're Nick Dockert, you're definitely on a different list. Or anybody who's been part of the SCA.
Oh, that would be me. A long time ago. All right,
Joe,
all right.
Joe, it's nice meeting you. I appreciate the permission to mess with your story.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, I'm looking forward to
seeing what
to reading it.
I'm looking forward to writing it because it sounds interesting in my head. I just gotta dig it out.
Yeah,
that's a very good sign. I love that.
Hush, Richie.
All right.
I don't need that. Okay.
The one with the conscience.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Good night, folks.
Go good guys, as Chris would say.
He's already in bed, we think.
Transmission overload. System will shut down.
Woohoo!
down. System will shut down. System will shut down.